Hey, what's up, everyone? So I'm out here again in the frozen wasteland. Figured I'd come up on top of the mountain up here and see if I can see any kind of weird tracks or anything weird at all. So we'll see what we can get into. Still pretty cold up here. It's not too bad down in town, but up on top of the mountain here, it's pretty cold still. I'll try to keep the sniffling to a minimum, but I'm not making any promises. The snow's still actually really deep. Yep, deer come through here. Yeah, I just wanted to come up and take a little walk, see if we can find any kind of weird tracks in the snow, which who knows. Don't really know how far I'm gonna go today. Haven't really been able to get out lately because of the freezing cold weather. After being out in it at work all day, I really didn't feel like being out in it after work when I didn't have to be. Another deer up through there. But I've been wanting to get out, do something. So I figured today'd be a good day. Yeah, hopefully this weather will start. It's supposed to warm up a little bit here soon. So hopefully we'll be getting out and doing a lot more. Yeah, I don't see nothing out here but deer tracks everywhere. There's more. Yeah, snow's still pretty deep back here. Wow. Hope everybody's staying warm through all this cold weather. I know I sure am trying to. It's like I said, being out in it at work all day and then coming home, I get in the house and don't want to leave again. Yeah, a couple more months, spring will be here. Then I'll be out all the time. Huh. Looks like they were digging down for some grass to eat, maybe. Huh. That's probably coyote tracks. Maybe the coyote was trying to get a deer right there. I don't see any blood though. So quiet. So quiet. Wow. Yep, there's another spot where they were digging. Another one. So I'm still working on the podcast. I'm having a little bit of trouble deciding exactly how I want to do it, but I'm getting there. It's coming along pretty good. I just can't wait to get it out. Been putting a lot of work into it, actually. I just hope it does well and people actually listen to it. So we'll see. Should have brought a couple trail cameras with me, but I just didn't feel like having my pack on and having a bunch of extra weight. So maybe next time. I had cameras out here a few years ago, and the only thing I really got on them was deer anyway, so it doesn't hurt to try again. Now up that way, there's a bunch of big rocks in like a boulder field, and it looks kind of like there's a cave. I think when it thaws out and spring gets here, I'm gonna go up and get in there and look around, see what's going on, if it actually is a cave or if it's just a little hole in the rocks or what it is. Just have a feeling it might lead to something, I don't know. But that'll be when it gets a little warmer out. Yep, it's definitely a lot colder up here. I knew that. Yeah, I'm not seeing much, but deer tracks everywhere. That's what I figured. Pretty much expected to see. A lot of them, though. Definitely a lot of them. I figured it was time to get out and do a little bit of something. I haven't posted anything in a while, and I've been getting the itch to get out in the woods. I can't wait to get out and do some camping this spring. Definitely going to do a lot of camping this year. Quite a few places I want to do some overnights and see if I can get any kind of evidence of anything weird, which I have a pretty good feeling that I'm going to, and a few of these spots I want to check out. Finally got all my paid time off from work reset, and I got all my days back. I got a little over a month I can use, so that's good. Save those for when it gets nice out. Like I said, I'm gonna do a lot of camping this year. Get out in these woods and stay for a few days. Really try to get some really good evidence. I'm really going to get into it this year. Thinking about trying to make a couple of documentaries, because there is just a lot of weird, bizarre stuff that happens around here. I'd like to get that out into the world people who really don't know what's going on here on the Chestnut Ridge, but I like to get a little bit of that out so people can actually see the weird, crazy, bizarre stuff that happens around here. Because believe me, it happened. And it happens a lot. Yeah, this might not have been the best idea today. It's pretty cold back here. I think I might start heading back to the truck. Yeah. Like I said, I can't wait till spring comes around so I can get out and stay out in the woods for a few days at a time maybe and try to get some good evidence. I'll be going back up to the property here soon, maybe next weekend. They've had some more crazy stuff happening. Haven't really got to go up there lately. It's just been too cold and too bad out. But he called me the other day and he said that I guess he has some photos of, well, more photos of orbs like out in his fields and stuff. So I go up and check those out and see what's going on with that. Now the photos, see, he gave me a couple of SD cards a while back. And he said one had a picture of me walking by a game camera with something behind me that looked like a goblin. And then he said there was another photo on it of something coming up out of the ground that looked like a skeleton. But I got those and checked them out. The one he says it looks like a skeleton coming up out of the ground, when I got it in my laptop and increased the contrast and the brightness and stuff, it was actually a rabbit sitting there on the ground. But I get what he means, because before I did that, it looked like a skull coming up out of the ground. It was pretty weird. But then the one with what he said looked like a goblin behind me, it wasn't even me, it was somebody else. But the thing he said looked like a goblin behind the guy was actually his little black dog. And it was like jumping up on the guy's back legs. I mean, honestly, it did look like something really weird. It was about 2.5 foot tall, and it looked like it was like right behind him, reaching out for him. But once I put it in my laptop and used some different techniques, found out it was his little black dog. But I mean, they've had some really, really strange things go on up there. And he has proof of this. Like a couple of the photos that I have yet to release, that I'm waiting. Some really weird stuff in it. The one set, there's, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a smaller Bigfoot creature. I mean, it's off in the distance a little way, but once I zoomed in on it, I saw its eyes were glowing. It's pretty crazy looking. And then, I mean, one second it was there, the next second it was gone, and there was a green orb in its place. So I'm guessing this thing turned into a green orb and then flew across the field. Because I have a photo of the creature. And like I said, once you zoom in on its face, you can clearly see that this thing's eyes are glowing. It is crazy looking. Then the next photo, the creature's gone, there's a green orb in its place. And then the next 3 photos, I think, are of the green orb, and it's flying across the field. And then the last one of those, At the bottom of the picture, there's one of his dogs looking up at the orb, watching it fly by. So I'll release those eventually. I'm just waiting a little while. I'm gonna see what else is going on, and so far he's given me some pretty crazy evidence. It's like he gave me another card. It had what, 8,740 photos on it, and I finally got done going through that whole thing. And it's, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty much all animals on it, because I guess a couple guys come up to his property to hunt, and they put the camera out, and I think they baited a spot and had the camera on it, because almost every single photo that has like a deer or a rabbit, raccoon, squirrel, bear, every single animal goes to this spot and has their face down in the dirt like they're digging in the dirt. So I'm pretty sure those guys put some kind of bait scent or something in there. But closer to the end of the SD card, this weird blurry, shadowy blur shows up. And it's pretty strange looking, and that thing's there for at least 24 hours, and the whole time that blur is there, there are no animals around. Like when it first shows up, it shows like a raccoon in the background running away from it. So eventually I'll post all that stuff too, but I want to check them out a little bit better. But it's just so odd looking. It's like one minute it's not there, and then bam, there it is. And it kind of looks like how people describe seeing like the Glimmer Man or the Predator looking thing. Kind of. It looks like pollution in the air. It's really strange. Really strange. And it really caught my interest, because these people, just can't get over how quiet it is up here. They have some really weird and strange activity going on their property and in the house. They've had poltergeist activity inside and outside. I mean, they hear things, they hear people talking, doors slamming. They have a port, like something will be in one place, then it'll just disappear and show up in another place. I mean, they just have so many different things going on at once, and I kind of feel bad for them. They need help. And that's what I'm trying to do, is help them with this. I want to try to get a little more evidence of this activity, and then we're gonna see if we can try to get rid of it for them. I hope to God we can. But yeah, they got some pretty wild stuff going on up there, and they're out in the middle of the woods by themselves, and it's really crazy. I think I mentioned this in another video, but they only live about 2.5 miles through the woods from where I found those three-toed tracks. And I just have a feeling that whatever made those tracks is also lurking around on their property. I don't know, because they both seen what they said looks like a werewolf. They've seen Bigfoot looking creatures that look like Bigfoot. Orbs. Lots of orbs. So much weird stuff going on up there. I can't wait till this weather breaks so I can actually get up there and spend some time and investigate properly. I plan on doing a lot of camp outs up there too this year. try to figure out what's going on and get to the bottom of it for them, because they need help. I think it's really starting to take a toll on them, which it would when you constantly have activity like that happening around you. It drains you, it wears you down. I also talked to Timothy Renner of Strange Familiars podcast about coming out and investigating with me a little bit, and he's excited to do it, so we'll see what happens with that. But man, I'm telling you, I can't get anything done with this weather. Hopefully it starts to warm up a little bit and we can start getting some proper investigations going. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. Just wanted to give everybody a little bit of a heads up and let you know what I've been going through. So yeah, I guess that's it for today, guys. Like I said before, if anybody has an encounter and you want to come on the podcast and talk about it, or if you'd rather just send me your story and I'll read it out on the podcast, just send me an email to chestnutridgeparanormal@gmail.com and we can go from there. All right, guys, everybody have a good one. Good night.